Hello, my dear friends. So, in this video, we'll be talking about how to build profile for US college admissions. We're going to specifically talk about some of the top-notch universities, especially Ivy Leagues and elite ones. So, there is a buzz around how to make best profile for US admission. So we thought, why not make a profile and present you in a very concrete way, in a very concise and a concrete way. My dear friends, so here we start how to build profile for US college admission. Profile building for US college admissions, we have covered 14 points. These are the 14 most important points. The first one, as you can say that, what does a profile require? The first one is academic excellence, then comes extracurricular activities. We will be describing each one by one as you go ahead. Right now, these are the titles. In the next slide, from the next slide onwards, we'll be describing each and every point, so don't worry about it. The first one is academic excellence, second is extracurricular activities, passion projects and unique talents, fourth is leadership and initiative, fifth is work experience and internships. Sixth is personal statement and essays, which is one of the most important aspect of US college admission. Seventh is letters of recommendation. Then here comes demonstrated interest, research and publication, global awareness and cultural exposure. And 11th is financial and social context. 12th is crafting a perfect college profile fit. 13th is financial aid and scholarship, which many of the students and parents look for, how to get a scholarship. So we'll be talking about how to get scholarship in this. 14th is social impact. The 14 points, they exhaustively cover the content of the profile, which makes you fit to get into some of the top-notch universities, my dear friends. Let's get started. Academic excellence. So what are the requirements of academic excellence? If we see, high GPA is required, though we are talking for US college admissions, but our aim is to get into some of the top-notch, some of the best universities of US. Many of our students have made their way to some of the top-notch universities, especially Ivy Leagues. So what are the requirements? These are as per the requirements. We have made the slide. High GPA. If you have a GPA more than 3.8, approximately around 4, that's going to be the best. First one. Challenging coursework. My dear friends, if you take courses like advanced placement courses, which is quite famous as AP courses, if you take IB, if you take honors, they are going to look very good on the profile. Third one is SAT and ACT. If you are aiming for best universities, though many of the universities, they made SAT and ACT optional because of the COVID, but now many of the universities, they are reinstating the requirement of SAT, ACT. So it is good that if you take SAT and ACT or ACT, and the requirement of some of the best universities is that if you get more than 1450, it would be good on the profile. Or on the ACT, if your score is 32 plus, that's also going to be good on the profile. Fourth one is academic competitions, my dear friends. Apart from the written exams, it would be great if you can participate in some of the known competitions which are of international standards. So the fourth point is participate in national and international academic competitions such as Olympiads, math and science fair, debate competitions. So if you win or if you get some good rank in these competitions, that's going to reflect really good on your profile. Next comes extracurricular activities. Well, unlike in many countries, the US universities, they also look for extracurricular activities. So there is a stress on extracurricular activities also. So my dear friends, if you are good at sports or music or any kind of artwork or debating, all these things, they are going to add to your profile. So what's written out there? Consider depth over breadth. That means just focus on few activities, not on all activities, but whichever activity you choose, you should try to master it. You should be really good at it. Rather than focusing on all the activities, select few activities and try to focus on them. Leadership position. If you are some president of a club, captain of a sports team, or founding, or if you have found your own venture, many of the students they register their own venture, their non-profits in the school itself. That shows they have a leadership quality that reflects really good on the profile. Community service is again very important. You should try to engage yourself in the community service. Well, community service is seen as one of the most important points on the profile because the aim of any university is to take a person who can do community service after passing out from the university. The aim is to serve the society. So if you have this point, that's going to be a good point on the profile. Fourth point is extracurricular honors and awards. Winning awards or being recognized for your extracurricular involvement, like music, sports, art, as I just told you. They demonstrate, they all demonstrate the talent you have. And these universities, they really value the talent. So my dear friend, I believe we have covered the 4 points. They are quite enough for extracurricular activities on the profile. Passion projects and unique talent. Well, passion project is also quite important. Reason is that it is something which distinguishes you from others. So if you start a blog or a YouTube channel, podcast, community project, and you garner a good following on it, that's going to be too good. So my dear friends, college appreciates students who pursue their passions independently, especially when they lead to real world impact. So you must have seen many of the teenagers, they are starting their YouTube channels, podcasts, where that's going to reflect really good on the profile. So you should try to get into one such activity which shows your passion, and you can start demonstrating that activity on YouTube blog, where Instagram is not written over there, but you can also make an Instagram page for that one. Unique skills or talents. Dear friends, if you have a talent in arts, music, sports, or any other field, you should highlight it. Portfolio or videos showcasing your talent can enhance your application for colleges that allow such submissions. Quite obvious it is. Next point. Leadership and initiatives. We have covered 2 points in that. Collaborative leadership and initiate projects. Collaborative leadership, it contains you need to show your ability to work with others, manage team, guide group towards success. Well, if you get into any corporate, anyway, you are going to manage a team. Many of you are going to become CXOs. So if you demonstrate that leadership quality at the early age itself, that's going to be quite heavy on the profile. So you should take care of that. Leadership doesn't always have to be about titles. Demonstrating initiative is equally valuable. You should take some initiative which is quite unique. Even if they are not unique, if they are going to help the society, taking initiative is always appreciated. Initiate projects. Again, start taking initiative, whether it's founding a club, leading a charitable effort, or launching a community project. That's going to be quite good on the profile. Next point. Work experience and internship. Well, work experience and internship, they are going to show that you have professionally engaged yourself and you have exposed yourself to professional world. So if you have relevant internships, if you go and take relevant internships in the industry or a startup or hospital or a non-profit, that's going to be quite heavy on the profile. You should try to get an internship or work experience related to your intended major. For example, if you are intending to do major in computer science, you should try to do some internship in the IT company, or maybe you can also choose to do internship with some startup. Part-time jobs, even even if the job is not related to your field, if it does not relate to the major which you are going to choose, it still demonstrates the responsibility, time management, and the work ethics. So you should try to engage yourself in some kind of part-time work. Next point, personal statement and essays. Well, this is the most important point when US university application comes into picture. My dear friends, you should try to make some comparing narratives where at the age of 16, 17, 18, by this age, we grow with some story. We have some stories. So you should try to make some inspirational story. What has taken you from nowhere to this stage, or how inspiring your journey has been? What's making you to apply to the university? I mean, why do you want to choose the major? So some comparing narrative, if you write, which can demonstrate the ability in you, which is more than, which reflects what is in you more than the test scores and grades, that's going to the best. So comparing narratives are quite important when we write personal statement, or it is also called as common application. The common app or personal statements should try to make some good story. So you should highlight your values, experience, and what motivates you to pursue the major. What motivates you to aspire for that particular university. You should be quite authentic. Authenticity is the key, my dear friends. You should try to be as genuine as possible. In fact, you should try to be genuine only. Do not fake at all. It's specific to each college, well, apart from common app or personal statement, each university asks for supplemental essays also, a specific requirement as per the university. They are called supplemental essay. You should try to show your genuine interest in each college by referencing specific programs, professional aspects of the school that attract you. Well, you should always try to be convincing that why do you want to get into that university. If you really want to get into MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Yale, or whichever university, you should do a good research. You should try to do a good research, not just about course, but even about the professor, about the extracurricular activity, what motivates you, and what you are going to do for the society after passing out from that university. How do you want to contribute to the brand of that university? Those things will make your supplemental essay for that specific university quite heavy. Unique story. That everyone has a unique story. We should try to make our story as convincing and as touching as possible. So, in the unique story, you should try to tell a story highlighting our character, resilience, or growth. My dear friends, admission officers read thousands of essays, so you should try to make a story which stands out. Okay, again, here you should try to be authentic, do not try to be fake. Next point, letter of recommendation. So, in order to get the letter of recommendation, you should have some good relation with your teachers, definitely. So, strong recommendation are required, definitely. So, you should try to choose teachers and mentors who know you well and can provide insight into your character, work ethic, and academic potential. The person should know you more than what you are performing in academics. They can give you a very good recommendation and diverse perspective. So you should try to, if possible, you should try to include recommendations from teachers of different subjects to show your versatility, as well as from someone outside the classroom, like a coach or supervisor, to give a broader perspective on your character. So recommendations shouldn't just contain your SAT score, your academic record, your academic achievements. No, it should actually highlight your character. It should, a person who knows you quite personally, who has seen your growth, should be able to give this recommendation. So my dear friends, take care of this letter recommendation. Is one of the most important point on the profile. Demonstrated interest. Well, many universities, they allow campus visit before you take admission in those. We should try it if for example, if you're aiming to get into Cornell University, you should try to fix a campus visit, or any other university like Brown. Try to fix a campus visit. It shows that you are genuinely interested in that university. So campus visit, you can plan. This shows that you are really enthusiastic about that particular university. Interview preparation, my dear friends. Some schools offer interviews as a part of application process. For example, MIT, it does offer this interview. So you should prepare well and treat it as an opportunity to showcase your personality and enthusiasm for the college. That's one of the most important things. So you should know inside out of the university. Go and do a good research about the university in which you are aspiring to do your undergrad. Next point: research and publications. Well, such experience. You should conduct a research in a field of interest, either independently or through a school program. If you publish your findings in some reputed journal, maybe independently or being associated with some professor or some industry leader, that's going to reflect heavy on the profile too. Publications, if you have written articles, research paper, or blogs related to your field of interest, you should try to include them in the application. So, my dear friends, that's quite important that you engage yourself in the field in which you want to do your major and try to do some research, try to get it published. Next point is global awareness and cultural exposure. Well, there are so many cultural exchange programs happening all around the world. You should try to get into one such program. It gives you exposure for sure. So cultural exchange programs are there. Try to participate in such programs. It gives you global exposure, as I told you. So participating in exchange programs or global service projects, it demonstrates your adaptability, cultural awareness, and global citizenship, which many of the top universities appreciate a lot. Well, languages, you should try to learn as many language as you can. Well, apart from English, definitely you should have mastered over at least one or two foreign language, which you have mentioned here. Proficiency in multiple languages can set you apart, especially if you have used your skills in a practical setting like tutoring or international service. So, for example, apart from English, if you go to study German and you start teaching German to kindergarten students, that's going to practically demonstrate that you have learned the language to a really good level, and you are now proficient in that. So try to, apart from English language, try to get exposure, try to learn some one or two foreign language as well. Next point: financial and social context. Should try to overcome adversity. Basically, overcoming adversity, it means if you have faced financial hardships or other personal challenges, where not everyone is born with silver spoon in the mouth. We all come from different backgrounds. So if you have faced some kind of hardship in your journey, you should try to highlight that in your application. Admission officers, they really, really appreciate such points, that even after facing such hardship, you are able to make to this stage. First generation student, and basically if you are the first generation, you are going to be the first generation college goer, you should also mention that in the application. These are small points, but it grabs the attention of admission officer. My dear friends, next point, for crafting a perfect college profile fit. Now, what does it mean? It means that you should do a research on each college in which you wish to apply. You should try to understand what each college values, like liberal arts, example, a liberal art focus, STEM strength, social justice commitment. And you should try to tailor your application to show how you align with their mission. Where every university has some set of values and they align with some mission. So if you're applying to, for example, Harvard, you should try to do research what Harvard really want to see in the profile. What does it value? Maybe like it values the entrepreneurial spirit. You should try to put something in your profile that demonstrates your entrepreneurial side. Programs and major should try to highlight how a specific program or opportunities at each college align with your goals. Colleges are looking for students who thrive in their environment. Next point, financial aid and scholarships. Well, many of the students, they want to apply for financial aid or scholarships. So you should apply. How to apply? Basically, you should try to apply for merit based or need based scholarships early. Securing external scholarship shows initiative and responsibility. Now, in order to apply to scholarship, there are there are two ways. You should try to make a profile on CSS if you are an international student. When we have written FAFSA, it means that free application for federal student aid. Okay, so you need to make a profile on that, or you can make a profile on CSS. That means College Scholarship Service Profile. Well, you have to first make profile on these platforms. Depending on whether you are an international student or a US citizen, we will talk about it in our other slide. So that's going to be very helpful for you to apply to scholarship. Be proactive about financial aid process by submitting these forms on time to qualify for aid package. So there are timelines which we are going to talk in our other slides and PPTs. Please take care about that. Next point is social impact. Advocacy and activism. University looks for this also. So if you have been involved with some social justice efforts, some social cause, environmental cause, environmental campaigns, please try to highlight that in your application. The college appreciates that students are socially aware of what's happening around them. Next point. Well, I think we are done with 4 points. We will be coming up with more such videos on specific universities. Keep watching our videos. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Best wishes to you.